Okay, thank you. And now we're going to do stories of trauma. A little challenging, huh? Okay, so stories of trauma, we're going to do it in pairs because, again, when we're thinking about emotion, we lose our analytic part of our brain. So we need a companion with us. And we also don't want to get isolated and reenact the trauma through isolation. We want to ask for good attention and not be caught alone and not get overwhelmed. So please, just everybody find a partner who you're comfortable with, and whatever you do will just be shared between the two of you. We won't ask for you to share it with anybody else. Tips to facilitators. The facilitators who are not leading should be watching anybody who looks like they're afraid they won't get chosen, or anybody who starts to pull away from the group and kind of isolate. The facilitator should go up and say, would you like to be my partner? Um, and then facilitators can support those people. There's usually just one, at the most two. There aren't that. Most people will find partners. So if we have a team, we should be prepared to partner with anybody. Okay, everybody has a partner. Sit down where you can see and hear me, but you've got some space around you to work. And we're going to begin. I'm going to give you 4 minutes each. Again, while we do the work of thinking about and talking about events that have been traumatic to us, we need to remember our grounding. We need to remember our core self. The companion needs to be relaxed and non anxious in your core self. And remember the goodness and capability of your friend in their core self. Okay? And just make sure that you are taking care of yourself and each other well. Um, we're going to take turns listening and speaking, so practice your good listening and your good speaking. I'm going to give you about 4 minutes. It's a little bit longer, but I want you to talk about one event that was over, somewhat overwhelming. Probably not the worst thing that ever happened to you. Kind of pick something that has some emotional traction so you can feel how this works. But, the whole world starts the violin on Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Stars, not on Bach. So pick something that's manageable and not the worst thing that's ever occurred, but something that has some emotional traction with you. And just don't do too much of the backstory. Just describe to the person where you were. Use the story protocol that we have. Where were you? What exactly happened? What was said and done? How did it feel? And when was it over? And the companion can help asking those prompt questions. Where were you? What happened? What was said or done? How did you feel then? And when was it over? At least that incident for that day. And then you're going to switch, and the other person's going to tell the story. So go ahead, begin. Okay, you've got about a minute left, so start coming to the end of your story. Okay, wrap up that idea. It's time to switch. And tips to facilitators, you really have to watch people, because when they start talking about trauma, it's very hard to hear instructions and follow them. So you need to watch and make sure everybody's switched, and go around and say, have you switched? And now's the time. And if the person can't stop, you need to help them stop and switch. You're not interrupting the person, you're interrupting the trauma. So just be very gentle and supportive. But remind them, you can come back. It's time to come back now. You can come back. Do your grounding. And you could do a grounding, not just switch, now go to the other person. But let's stop a minute. Let's do a grounding. Okay. Okay, the next person is going to speak and the first person is going to listen. Are you back? Check with your partner. Is everybody back? Are you ready to go? Okay, go. Da 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 da. Okay, you've got about a minute left. Kind of start wrapping up this story. Okay, we're going to switch in a little bit, finish up that idea. Okay, we're going to stop now and turn and look at me so I know you're ready to go. All right, great. So now you all have a set of papers. Um, and here I've posted them on the wall for you. I want you to write these sentences at the bottom of each paper, one sentence at the bottom of each paper, and number them so you know the sequence. Number one, I was startled when. Number two, I felt confused, like there was no way out. Number three, I froze when. Number four, I did what I could or what I was told, which was. Number five, I knew it was over when. And number six, in order to feel better, I did what? Okay. So um, each of you, again, you can decide your own way of work if you want to try to both fill out your sentences and then when you get to a point, stop and help each other, or whether you want to help one person and then help the other. That's up to you. You can decide your own way of work. Okay, but I want each person to complete those sentences. It is going to feel like you are slicing a hair. You're going to say it all happened. These all happened at once. But really the way you find the answers is you say, okay, everything was normal, and then all of a sudden it wasn't. That's startle. What did I hear? What And somebody says when they started screaming. I said, was there something before that? They said, oh no, I heard the steps on the stairs and it was like bam, bam. I was startled when I heard the really heavy footsteps on the stairs. So it was before all the screaming happened that they were actually startled. And so and then I felt confused, like there was no way out. Freeze, get that feeling in the body and freeze the moment and just like you at the time you shut down, but now you can stop and you can even shine a flashlight around and look around. What do you see? The cat ran across the yard, the blue van drove by, the towel slipped off the towel rod. Whatever, what do you see? What do you hear around you? You know, a man's voice screamed this. Whatever you just write what you not this you're not going to describe the emotions. This is you do not write about the emotions. You write what you see and hear, only what you see and hear. When I saw and heard this, and then like I froze. Now get that feeling like I froze. Now shine a light around. What do you see? What do you hear? Just fill out what you see and hear. It has to be something that can be seen or heard. Okay, each of these sentences. All right. Okay. Just raise your hand if you need any help or come and ask. All right, go ahead. Okay, let them work. They're going to work on their sentences. You can go around and just make yourself available, but don't hover. Like sit down, maybe walk around, but stand back. Don't hover over top of them. That's very uncomfortable. Okay. Watch people. Some people will start doing tons and tons of detail on one page. Oh, no, no. They're writing their sentences now. So make sure they get all of their sentences done and say, okay, you should be working on, you should have finished at least one or should be this far along. Can we get done in the next 5 minutes? Can we get done in the next 3 minutes? Just find ways to pace people to get their sentences. When you get your sentences done, please, you can take like a 5 minute break or a 10-minute break. Take a little bit of break and then come back. We'll call you. If you're early on, you'll have a little bit longer break. If you're later, you'll have a little shorter. But take just a quiet break. No talking on this break. People are working. And then you'll see who's left in the room and you can go help move them along. Okay, just don't work so hard on it. Just really quick. When you felt like this, look around. One thing you see or hear. Okay, when you felt like this, one thing you see or hear. It's okay to get them to move along. All right. Okay, thank you. If we could all come back now. Did everybody get a drink of water? Wash your face, take care of yourselves. Step outside, walk a minute, but come back now. And we're gonna, everybody, there's oil pastels out. And what I want you to do is I want you to draw on each picture. And as you draw, you might get more detail because the memory, traumatic memory, is stored in an iconic part of the brain. So it's stored in images, not in words. So when you're drawing, you may pick up some more detail. These are just stick figures. This is not a really super good drawing, right? These are just simple drawings. Just where were you? Were you inside? Were you outside? Were you lying down? Were you standing up? Make sure you draw the room around you, the building, what's around the building. Don't just draw a little tiny view. Draw what's around it, what's happening around it. Is it daytime? Is it nighttime? And just do a little bit on each picture, and then you can come back and add detail. Okay, so go ahead, do your drawings. So tips to facilitators, you just walk around and watch people. If somebody is spending a lot of time on one, say, let's get something on each page first and then come back and add the detail. Okay. It takes a while to draw, so, and this is not an activity you can rush people through, but you can help them pace. It also helps them to know that most people have done, 4 drawings by now. So if somebody's still in their first one, they'll know. It'd be good to be sort of this far along. Okay. Has everybody got their drawings? Okay, some people are finishing up their drawings. Look back over your drawings when you're done and put any word or thought bubbles. Whatever somebody is saying, put a bubble and put what they said, or put a bubble and put what they were thinking. Anything people are saying or thinking, go across to each of the pictures and add that now. Okay? All right, are we all finishing up? You all have what you can see at each of those minutes, the speech bubbles and the thought bubbles. All right, now get together with your partner, and I want you to listen for a minute. So everybody look at me. Are we all here? It's hard to concentrate while you're doing this work, so take a breath. Everybody stop talking. Look here. All right. Your pair is going to go and find a place. We've got this place. We've got that place. We've got that place. There can be 2 in the hallway. There can be 1 on the porch. So find a place with a wall. And you've all got these strips of tape. What's going to happen is one person, put your core self drawing on the top of all of these pictures. So go get your core self drawing, put it at the top. And then I want one person has their stack of papers. You sit down facing the wall and hand it to your friend. Your friend, you do not do any, you let your friend, your companion, do everything for you. Your companion tapes 4 and 4 across the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that it's orderly in the person's mind. All right? And then you tape them up, and then you stand back, and the person whose story is on the wall, this is not a time for the 2 of you to talk. The person sitting there only says, okay. That's all they say. They'll look at their pictures, and when they're ready, they'll say, okay. The companion will go up and point your finger right on the bottom of the words, right? Follow the words along with your finger while you're reading them. Read the sentence and then read the thought and word bubbles. Read the next sentence and read the thought and word bubbles. And let your finger follow along the story so that they can track where you are. Don't have your body cover it up. Stand back so that they can have a full view. But you just read until you get to the end. starting with their affirmation name and their 3 words. Read sentence 1, what's being said, what's being thought, sentence 2, all the way to the end, and then step back. And the person whose story is on the wall can look at the story, and when they're ready, they say, okay. So that's the second time they say, okay. The companion goes and takes them down, takes the tape off, puts them in a pile, and hands them back. And then they can do just a little bit of grounding, a minute or two, a stretch or whatever, and then switch places, and you switch roles and repeat. And when you're done, you come back into the main group. And then when everybody's back, we do, okay, here we are. Thank you very much. Everybody save your stack of papers. Put it somewhere safe right now. Put it in your bag. Put it by your shoes. Put it wherever you want to keep it to take it home with you. This is yours to keep. All right, and come back here and sit down. So, what was that like? Uh-huh. What did you notice? What did you get out of that? Uh-huh. Okay. And so take several comments. Um, get together with one other person who wasn't your partner and just say something. It's going to be really quick. Just say something about what it felt like to do that activity. And what was one thing that you think is most important about the activity? All right? Okay? And now you've got a kind of a long break or a lunch break, or you need some time after this. As you break here to go off to your longer break, if there's anything you want to make notes in your journal, you should take 3 minutes to do that before you go on your break, while it's still fresh in your mind. But you're free to go and do whatever you need to do. Okay, thank you.